Procrastination. The art of putting off tasks until later. We've all been there, right? But what's the deal? Why do we do it? Let's break it down. The brain on procrastination. When we procrastinate, we often choose immediate gratification over long-term benefits. It's like our brain is saying, why finish that report now when we can watch cat videos and feel good instantly? This tendency is rooted in how our brains are wired to prioritize immediate rewards, which can override our rational intention to be productive. Essentially, procrastination becomes a battle between the fast food of quick rewards and the balanced meal of long-term success. Moreover, procrastination is a habitual response to tasks that seem overwhelming or boring. Research suggests that the immediate reward centers in the brain are activated when we procrastinate, which can reinforce the behavior. This leads to a cycle where procrastination becomes a default response to stress or difficulty. It's not just about poor time management. It's a psychological habit that can be hard to break. So, when you find yourself scrolling endlessly instead of tackling that big project, remember, it's your brain's way of seeking comfort and familiarity. After all, who doesn't love a good cat video binge? Fear of failure. Procrastination can also stem from a fear of failure. When we delay tasks, we avoid confronting our doubts about our abilities and potential criticism. It's a lot easier to pretend you could ace that presentation if only you had more time, right? Who wants to face the music and possibly not be the rock star they thought they were? This fear of failure can paralyze us into inaction. We build up the task in our minds, making it seem more daunting and insurmountable than it actually is. In essence, procrastination becomes a protective shield against facing our insecurities and vulnerabilities. Additionally, procrastination provides a convenient excuse for not achieving our best. If we never start, we never have to face the harsh reality that we're not as perfect as we think we are. This isn't just procrastination. It's a quest for perfection. It's like we're saying, why start that essay when I can't get an A+? We might avoid starting until the last possible moment, hoping that somehow the perfect conditions will align and we'll produce a flawless piece of work. But in reality, it's often our fear of failure that keeps us trapped in a cycle of procrastination. So, let's face our fears, because who knows? We might just surprise ourselves. Perfectionism paralysis. Some of us are perfectionists. We delay starting because we want our work to be flawless, fearing criticism or judgment. This isn't just procrastination. It's a quest for perfection. If we never start, we never have to face the harsh reality that we're not as perfect as we think we are. But hey, better never than not perfect, right? It's like waiting for the stars to align before we take that first step, hoping for a perfect storm of creativity and inspiration. Spoiler alert, it rarely happens that way. This perfectionism can lead to a vicious cycle where we continually put off starting a task because we fear it won't be good enough. It's like we're saying, why start that essay when I can't get an A+? We might avoid starting until the last possible moment, hoping that somehow the perfect conditions will align and we'll produce a flawless piece of work. But in reality, it's often our fear of failure that keeps us trapped in a cycle of procrastination. So, let's embrace imperfection and get started. After all, the real A+ is for effort. The planning fallacy. Ever underestimated how long a task will take? That's the planning fallacy at work. We think we have more time than we do, leading us to put off starting. It's like thinking you can renovate your kitchen in a weekend when, in reality, it takes a month and you end up eating takeout for 3 weeks. Classic overestimation. The planning fallacy is a cognitive bias where we underestimate the time, resources, and risks required to complete a task. We may create unrealistic timelines or fail to adequately plan for potential obstacles. This overconfidence in our abilities to estimate time and effort can lead to procrastination as we delay starting tasks until the last minute. After all, why start now when we think we have plenty of time to get it done later? It's like thinking the weekend starts on Friday afternoon and ends Sunday night. Reality check. Monday morning is not that far away. Dopamine addiction. Dopamine, the brain's pleasure chemical, is released during procrastination. We get a small high from simple tasks, like cleaning, which we prioritize over complex, important ones. It's like our brain is saying, forget that big project due tomorrow. Let's organize our sock drawer. You get a rush from small wins, and before you know it, the day is over, and your project is untouched. This can create a cycle where we continually seek out immediate rewards at the expense of long-term goals. By procrastinating and focusing on tasks that provide instant gratification, we reinforce the behavior and make it more difficult to break the habit. This isn't just about laziness or poor time management. It's about our brain's reward system and how it responds to different stimuli. So, next time you find yourself procrastinating, remember, it's not about time management. It's about managing your emotions and expectations. Recognize the pattern, break it down, and kick that procrastination habit to the curb.